here's what I envision over time, you being like, that's cool. I like the emotional side of it and starting to tap in. My vision of you is being a little more type A, rigid, and then getting more connected with yourself over time.
Yes.
Has that evolved?
Yes. Generally, I would say I'm an incredibly goofy, silly, funny, emotional woman that never brought that to the business side.
Interesting.
Until North & Co. Leave your at the door every day, right?
Yeah.
Was how I believed. You just sucked it up and good day, bad day, good mood, bad, whatever happened, you just left your stuff at the door every day. I think what's been interesting is what Brian has taught me is, but wait, that bag that's out there that has some of your stuff in it is still part of your life. And it's okay once in a while to bring it into work just to acknowledge its existence. That doesn't mean it runs you. That doesn't mean that you need to cry all day long. Like both him and I very much are believers of pull yourself up from the bootstraps and get to it.
Right. But
there are times where you need to acknowledge it, right? You need to be aware. What can happen, I think, is when you leave that stuff at the door, and I like to compartmentalize. You've left everything emotionally at the door. And so I've learned to let certain emotions in that should be a driving force. You don't leave your passion at the door.
Right.
Don't leave your indignant, no, I know this is the right thing to do. I have a gut about this business decision. Don't leave that emotion at the door. And I think I might have done that a bit too much towards, before meeting Brian, towards the end of my corporate side of my career.
Well, the corporate side, it's so interesting. I mean, once you bail out of that and once you disengage from that, like I've talked about the corporate life as having a Stockholm syndrome. There's a certain portion where you become enamored with your captors. You're like, well, they're providing all of this for me. And sometimes it's just easy to go on, even though it's emotionally toiling, and you know that you may not be going in the direction that you should be going. And so when you're able to step away from that, it's almost like being a prisoner and then walking out. Like, all right, well, how do I feed myself?
Yeah.
Right. So getting engaged with your emotional side, because I totally see that. Like from a corporate standpoint, it's like when you walk in and it's like, the bag of bullshit is left at the door.
Yes.
And it'll be there when you come back out.
Yes.
And no one's going to look in it because they have theirs that's sitting there and no one wants each other. So leave it there. Like, I get that.